Babylon is a private healthcare juggernaut striking deals with the NHS, and it's linked to those at the top of government. It claims Health Secretary Matt Hancock as a supporter and Dominic Cummings as a former consultant.
I'm aware of this, the question that he raises, not least because I'm a user of the Babylon service myself. They are my GP.
Advice anytime.
Babylon offers different services. One of their offerings is a chatbot that lets you enter your symptoms. It tells you what it thinks is most likely to be wrong and what you should do based on AI algorithms. It's a commercial product that some companies use for their employees. But some parts of the NHS are directing patients to use AI triage systems developed by Babylon, which says it provides fast, accurate and trustworthy medical triage advice. But not everyone buys the hype. For 3 years, one anonymous Twitter user, under his alias Dr. Murphy, has been consistently flagging concerns with Babylon's chatbot and raising them with the regulatory authorities. Tonight, consultant oncologist Dr. David Watkins comes in from the cold. He says the flaws are still there.
There is no evidence to suggest that the chatbot is as safe as GPs, and indeed it may be significantly less safe. This is a 67-year-old male who happens to be a 20-a-day smoker.
So there's red flags there straight away. Male, 67, smoker.
And he's woke up in the morning and he's got chest pain. Interestingly, it doesn't give you any warning or any indication that you shouldn't be using this for chest pain or for emergencies. It just says, what symptoms would you like me to check? So my chest pain is in the center of my chest, and the chatbot comes up with results, and it says these results will show you what might be causing the symptoms that you mention. And the results that we come up with are of gastritis or sickle cell crisis in the chest.
Several senior doctors Newsnight has spoken to agree with Dr. Watkins. They say, given the symptoms listed, heart problems, including heart attack, are far more likely than sickle cell disease.
They were quite specific and quite limited, and not the ones that I would have picked as priorities to flag up. The key thing that I'd expect from a triage tool is to flag up the red flag. This is what it might be. Even if it's a really small chance, you might want to get this checked out.
And have you noticed any hearing loss?
Babylon claim in tests their chatbot outperformed GPs.
It is most likely to be Meniere's disease.
But the study was met with scepticism by doctors and researchers because of methodological concerns. Babylon isn't the only company that makes these kinds of AI systems. And a recent study warned policymakers more broadly about overhyping them. It found very little evidence that these kinds of AI-based triage systems are safe and effective. The chatbot is a medical device. It's been certified as safe and that it performs as it should do. It gets what's called a CE mark and is regulated by the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, or the MHRA. But Dr. Watkins says this provides little reassurance.
The CE marking from the perspective of chatbots is meaningless. It gives false reassurance, to my mind. As I say, these chatbots are currently regulated to the same level as a walking stick or a pair of spectacles. There's no approval process. There's no one at the MHRA assesses the clinical validity of these chatbots.
But is there something that is uniquely different about health tech than other parts of medicine? Speaking to the BBC's Horizon programme in 2018, Babylon said, like other tech areas, they released something that they continue to evaluate.
Our approach to testing and evaluation is very different to traditional models of evaluation, and it has to be. So when you're working in a very fast-paced technology environment, there needs to be the ability to constantly evaluate the things that we're doing. So once we have released a product, the work doesn't stop there. We're constantly monitoring that, so we have a whole program of post-market surveillance.
This senior heart doctor is sceptical about the level of evidence before the launch of the product.
Absolutely not. Again, this is digital exceptionalism. If you're going to implement, then if that's with the idea of gathering more evidence, improving what you're going to do next time, improving your intellectual property. In order to do that, I think you have to be open to say that this is a pilot testing or a feasibility study.
Some argue that healthcare is different and claim there's a tension between the typical tech model of move fast and break things and medicine's need to do things carefully and safely. Nor is Dr. Watkins convinced that the post-marketing surveillance is up to scratch. He says he's been raising concerns for the past 3 years, including with the regulator, the MHRA, yet the chatbot is still making errors. In May 2018, he wrote to the regulator saying, "I am particularly concerned that the chest pain triage algorithm is just as dangerous today as when I first flagged it in February 2017. Dr. Banerjee is concerned that Matt Hancock, promoting a single health technology, actually holds back health tech.
Paradoxically, by championing one company above another where we don't have evidence that it's better, you might be holding up the research and the science, and you might be holding up the implementation of something that actually works. Because what we should be doing as well is avoiding things that haven't got proven use.
Both the NHS and regulators, the MHRA, say they're working with other bodies to assure patient safety in the evolving area of digital healthcare. But concern remains that they'll struggle to keep pace with the ever-changing world of tech.
That was Deb Cohen, and joining us now, Dr. Keith Grimes, the Medical Director of Babylon, and Dr. David Watkins, Consultant Oncologist at the Royal Marsden, who you saw appearing in that piece. Dr. Grimes, I want your response to what you have seen from that piece tonight. No one has assessed the clinical validity of the app that you have put out.
Okay. Well, our AI is safe. And the reason I say this is that we've had our AI assessed 10 times by NHS bodies over the last years, looking at how our product works, how the system works, the advice it gives and the information it gives. And it's satisfied the CQC, and it's also satisfied some of our new partners, such as University Hospitals Birmingham.
That's not the actual app itself. This is your body, this is your work. It is not the app that you have got linked in to the National Health Service now.
Well, that's not quite true. They have assessed the app as part of the functioning of these services.
That as far as I'm aware, the app which I'm raising these concerns about has not been assessed by any NHS bodies. Certainly hasn't been approved by the MHRA. And when I raised concerns in 2017 with the CQC came back to me and said, it's not our business, raise your issues with the MHRA. And I've been in correspondence with the MHRA. Medical health regulatory authorities.
Yeah, and we maintain communications with the regulatory bodies as well. These are
maintain communications.
Yes.
You've just been told by an oncologist, a senior oncologist, that it's actually dangerous because it's giving out false information. It's not helping people.
I'm sorry, but it is not giving out fake or false information. It's giving out safe information to patients to allow them to seek help in the right timing. And Dr. Murphy does know this. Dr. Watkins, he spent so long going anonymously that I spend time trying to get this back, but he's tested it 2,400
You've
times.
You've been tweeting about your concerns, but anonymously, why?
So I've been anonymous for Twitter for other reasons, which predates any interaction with Babylon. In 2017, when these issues first came to light, I reported them to the CQC. They were flagged to the MHRA, as you've seen in the
So
film.
two medical bodies knew that you were concerned about them and reported them to Babylon.
They took until May 2018, but we're aware that in May 2018, these same issues, that cardiac chest pain and the risk of missing a heart attack, was flagged as a concern. It was flawed then, and it's still flawed today.
You should be thanking him. He's pointing out things that will presumably stop you getting sued if you listen.
I mean, we're always very happy to have people provide feedback, and Dr. Murphy, aka Dr. Watkins, has provided this information to us. Like I said, 2,400 tests, of which, as he's been doing these 2,400 tests, he contacted us rather than directly, but shared it publicly on Twitter. Now, of the 80 cases that he shared, Each one has been assessed by me personally, a team of clinicians, that's doctors working with us, the clinical safety team and regulators, and within that we found 20 opportunities to improve the service.
Yep.
And we did, and Dr. Watkins knows that this is
You can't talk about improving an app. There is no next time with people's health. If I go and check my symptoms and I take advice from what it's told me at that particular moment, it doesn't matter to me if 6 months down the line the app has changed slightly. You've still told me something that could endanger my life.
Well, this is why we spend so much time carefully testing it prior to releasing it and following it up.
Seemingly, I seem to spend more time than the team at Babylon.
No, if you maybe give me a moment to finish in this one. We have had how we test this and how it performs assessed 10 times by NHS bodies. We've had...
Well, why has your own former head of regulatory affairs, Hugh Harvey, confirmed that no one has assessed how well this works? I mean, these are not people that want to work against you, are they? They're people that should have the best interests of an effective app working at heart.
Yeah. I think Hugh Harvey was a person that left our company about 2 years ago and is maybe commenting on knowledge from that time. I joined in summer 2018, and since then I've seen nothing but an incredible clinical AI governance system that goes beyond...
Is there a worry that doctors fear that they're being left out the equation, that of course they're going to worry about AI because it's not a hands-on approach?
It's not a worry about AI. I'm, to be honest, quite a fan of tech in general. But when you see something which you're concerned could cause patients to come to harm, you flag those concerns. That's what any of us should be doing. That's what I did in 2017 in good faith. In 2018, I offered to meet with the MHRA. I contacted one of your leadership team directly to try and engage.
It does seem odd that these concerns have been raised for 3 years. We know that Babylon was set up by Ali Pastor, a man who has no medical expertise, who's failed in his previous NHS endeavours, who's an entrepreneur and a former banker, not a doctor. Why wouldn't you want to listen to medical expertise on this?
Yeah. Well, the first thing to say is that Dr. Watkins has been invited in repeatedly to meet with me and has declined to do so. But if I want to focus on the team that we have, Ali Parser has assembled a fantastic team, nearly 600 doctors working for Babylon Health. People that I work with, these are doctors that are specialists in the area, working constantly to assure the quality and safety of what we're doing at Babylon.
We're out of time. Thank you both, and I'm glad we got you together.
Thank you.